What's going on, guys? My name is Trencher and welcome to another video here on the channel, and today I'm going to be talking to you guys about why I'm hyped for Rage 2. Now, for most of you guys, you probably don't know what Rage 2 is, and to be honest, that's, I guess, perfectly fine. But Rage 2 is basically the continuation or the sequel to the original Rage game, which is published by Bethesda, which, publishes Fallout and a bunch of other different games, but basically I played the first original Rage and it was one of my favorite games to play. The story mode was great. I didn't really like the multiplayer too well, except for maybe the co-op mode, which was like a same console co-op mode, where you could do these different objectives and side missions and things like that. But that was actually pretty cool. But the main thing that I was really excited about and just loved was the original campaign, the story mode. Rage 2, hearing a Rage 2 being announced, that actually kind of, gets my attention because, like I just said, I love the original Rage, and Rage 2, judging from the gameplay trailer that you guys are seeing in the background right now, it looks like it's going to be pretty fun, and to be honest, it looks like something that I do want to play on the channel. Now, I'm not really sure if it would be just a walkthrough series through videos, or even, like a stream series, which my current stream series, my current and only stream series, I should say, is my Fallout 4 and Chill series, where I just basically play music and I just interact with you guys while I'm playing some Fallout 4. But to be honest, that doesn't really matter right now. The main thing that I'm, worrying about is why I'm hyped for this game. And, the first reason is because I love the first original Rage. Now, judging from what, all these critics said about the first original Rage, like IGN and a bunch of other, companies like that, they basically didn't really like the game at all. They kind of gave it some harsh things, and to be honest, I guess that's, constructive criticism, but at the end of the day, the game was actually really good for me. I loved the story mode. There weren't any problems with gameplay mechanics in my opinion, but looking back on it now, the driving was a little bit wonky and kind of a little bit too free, I guess you could say. But then again, it has been years since I have played the original Rage, so I can't really remember my experience too much, and to be honest, if I still had the game, or if I had a way to play the game, I probably would, and I would try and use it for this review, but I have no way of doing that, so I'm just going on, what I've learned and what the trailer shows. So, that's how this video is going to be. But, that's my first reason. The second reason is because Rage 2 just looks incredible, and from what I've heard, it's supposed to have a bigger world than what the first original game had, which the first Rage did have a pretty big world, but it wasn't like open world like Fallout or anything like that. It was still set in a, controllable world, where it was still controlled, and you could only go certain ways. You couldn't exactly, go off this path and, discover something like that. You basically just had to go along the paths that were on the map, and to be honest, I hope that's not the case for Rage 2. I hope this has a pretty big open map that you can just explore anything, because to be honest, that would be really good, and, gameplay-wise and replayability-wise, let's say you end up beating the story mode, and, there's a bunch of, side quests that you can probably do, in this open world, and, if you just want to mess around, if you want to just, put the game disc in or just play the game again, and, you just want to mess around, you can just go around the open world and drive cars and things like that, which is another reason why I'm really hyped for Rage 2, is because vehicles. Vehicles were also in the original Rage, but, like I said, back then I wasn't really too concerned about gameplay mechanics or anything. I was just like, okay, this game's pretty good, the campaign's good, the weapons are good, I like the shooting, and, to be honest, at the time I did like the driving, but like I said, looking back on it now, it does look kind of wonky, but I just really hope that they get the driving mechanics right in this game, because to be honest, that might be crucial to what, critics might say about the game whenever they review it. But I believe one more point that I have or one more reason why I'm hyped for this game, which this might be a shorter video than my other why I'm hyped videos, which so far there's only one, which is the Defiance video, which was actually, can't remember how long that was, but this might be a little bit shorter. The next reason why I'm really hyped for Rage 2 is because, you know, the enemies. Hopefully the enemies are good, and hopefully we do have some strong enemies, and, you know, maybe even enemies that might return from the other, you know, from the older game. I can't really remember the older enemies off the top of my head. I might have to watch like a walkthrough or something again to get to know these enemies. But, you know, enemies, hopefully they are, you know, hopefully we have some, you know, weak enemies, some fodder enemies, and maybe some stronger enemies, and hopefully we do get some bosses in this game, which, to be honest, that would make more sense, and I don't see why they wouldn't do that, but you never know. You know, game developers decide sometimes to do the dumbest things that, you know, they think is right, but the community doesn't want at all. But at the same time, you gotta think, these developers spend time, and you know, they spend a lot of time, they spend a lot of money making these games, so, you know, you kind of have to tone down your critique a little bit. You know, you can't just go full out like, oh, this game, it's not how I wanted it to be, it's just trash, you shouldn't even have made the game. You know, things like that. You can't be doing that. These developers take time and money to, you know, make these games for us, which, again, like I said, I believe in my Black Ops 4 video, you know, us as a gaming community are pretty spoiled, because, you know, developers actually ask for our feedback, and to be honest, back in the day, I don't think developers did that. You know, they made a game, you know, they showed it off, and to be honest, whatever was in the game stayed in it. You know, they didn't do like weekly updates or anything like that. It was just the game, this is the game, it's gonna stay like this, and, you know, if there's anything you guys want us to improve on, we'll probably do it in another game if we do end up making a second one. And to be honest, I'm wondering why it took so long to make another Rage 2, or another Rage. But I'm thinking that they were kind of taking their time to basically just figure things out, figure out what they wanted to do with the story, and they're probably working on, you know, bettering the gameplay mechanics and the driving mechanics and just things like that. But there is also one more point that I did want to make, or one more reason why I'm really hyped for this game, and that is shops. Now, there were shops in the original Rage, so I actually do want to see those come back in Rage 2, because shops were pretty cool. You could buy ammo, you could buy weapons, I believe, and I don't think you could buy clothing because it was first person. So, I mean, if they did add clothes in Rage 2, then, you know, that would be pretty good. But they would probably have to have a way for us to see our clothes and things like that. But other than that, I'm pretty sure that's all I have for this video. If I do remember anything, I might add it into the comment section, or I might even add it on Twitter. But anyways, like I said, guys, that's all for this video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy, and if you did, feel free to hit that like button and comment down below. And if you guys do want to see some more of these videos where I'm talking about why I'm hyped for a certain game, feel free to hit that like button and comment down below. But anyways, guys, with that being said, I will see you in the next video. See ya.